Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Above the Bar podcast, where each week we belly up to the bar with a new guest, find out what they do, who they are, and what makes them great. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Above the Bar podcast. It's your host, Sean. We've bellied up to the bar here on September 24th. We are talking. Look, I love my people down in the Carolinas. If I could be there now, I'd be in North Carolina, North Kakalaki, because I miss it down there. The food is right, the people are right. So we bringing somebody from a little bit south of there, from South Click. So you got to be from those areas to understand what that's all about. North Kakalaki and South Click. We look at it. That's how we talk about it. Coming and joining us, and we're going to be talking about how to create passive income. Listen, folks, and you already know I cannot stand the term side hustle. It's stupid. It sounds like you're doing something wrong and criminal. It is passive income. It is a second job. So somebody that's going to help us to get through all that and understand that is Mr. Eddie Bale Jr.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on the show. Excited to be here.
Absolutely, brother. So, we were talking about this before the show. Have you ever? I'm just curious because my brain's working. Have you ever tried that the Alabama style, like the white sauce that they do on the chicken?
I have not had that. No.
It's on my list of things to try. Like Alabama's got this whole thing where they do, like, instead of like a red sauce or the vinegar sauce, like the right way to do it in North Carolina and South Carolina, they do like a whole different thing. So I was just curious. But before we get too far into what he's got going on and the chubby kid that lives in my soul takes over this show, let's go ahead and talk about what we've got going on. As always, folks, over my right shoulder, we got the big board for sticker and a cause. If you got something you're supporting, something you believe in, something you need other people to know about, maybe it's your own podcast, maybe you've got a business, a band, I don't care what it is, you can reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Our website is the abovethebarpodcast.com, and our email is the abovethebarpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know what you got going on. We'll talk all about it here on the show. Let other people know what you got happening so they can see what it's all about. Free advertisement, folks. It gets no better than that. There's no price I've found better in the world than free, because if it's free, it's for me, so we can talk about it. So make sure you're reaching out to us on all those different platforms. Also, we got to talk about our sponsors around here, and that's Budget Blinds, East Greenbush, and Budget Blinds of Hudson and Coxsackie and Schoharie, North America's largest custom window treatment company. They're doing everything from blinds, shades, shutters, drapery, tint. That's a big one down there where you're at in South Carolina, brother. I know that people tint up the windows in their house because it's way crazy hot. Trust me. The heat down south, folks, if you never heard of this, you ever heard of dashing heat, Eddie?
No.
That's what we got down south when you get down there. It's called dashing heat because it's so damn hot. You dash from the house to the car. You dash from the car back in the house. You dash into the restaurants because you ain't trying to walk. It's too damn hot for all that. So they got that dashing heat down there. So make sure, if you're interested in getting some new custom window treatments, like I said, blind, shade, shutter, drapery, all those kind of things, you can reach out to your local Budget Blinds. If you're here in the capital region, Budget Blinds of East Greenbush and Hudson and Coxsackie are running their back-to-school special for this month. That's buy 2 shades, get 1 free. Can't beat that, folks. Like I said, if it's free, it's for me. You can reach out to them. They'll take good care of you. Also, folks, anytime you mention to them that you're there to belly up or instant 1% discount, instant 5% discount off of your order. They're always looking to take care of their folks there. So make sure you're reaching out to your local Budget Blinds. Eddie, we're going to have some technical difficulty. I've been having I can see it coming. This has nothing to do with you. I'm going to try to see if I can fix this beforehand so this problem goes away. Let me see if I can fix it because I already see it coming. Let's see if I get kicked out of my own network. I've been having this problem with my network where it keeps wanting to jump off of where I want it to be at, and it just doesn't want to. So we're going to see how this works out for us. But so make sure you're reaching out to him. So, all right, Eddie, all the house cleaning is done. It's over with. We're good. How are things in South Carolina?
Oh, man, they're great. It's actually getting cooler as we transition into the fall. So, not too hot, not too cold.
So cooler in your area, South Carolina. I'm gonna say it's like somewhere between 75 in the morning, 82 in the afternoon, somewhere like that.
Right on the spot.
Listen, look, when I lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina, it was summertime was 30% chance of rain every single day. Do y'all get that one all the time?
No, we don't get that.
Oh God, dude, it was every time 30% chance of rain every single day. It was
Wow.
always happening.
We have our days, but for the most part, it's hot and it's nice.
I miss it, bro. It was a thing to get reacclimatized to it. Also, when I moved back up northeast, and it
Yeah.
was cold. It was a
Yeah.
thing to get back to it because I was used to like 90, 100% humidity. It was no big deal. It was just up here. It'll be like, oh, it's a real humid day. It's going to be 80 degrees and 70% humidity. And they're
Yeah.
like, it's silly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, so I'm used to the cold.
Oh, yeah. So you used to like stupid cold, like a
Yeah.
whole nother special level. But we ain't here to talk about the weather. I got sidetracked with that because I just miss being down south in those areas, folks. But we're here to talk about passive income. So let's kind of dive right into it, brother, because I there's a lot of different things out there where people talk about passive income. You got your website, codefreedom.net/100, where people can find out about, if I remember it right, there's 100 different ways to kind of create passive income and to have your own passive income.
Correct.
What got you into, like, was it your own personal experiences with trying to find it? What got you into this world of passive income?
That's a great question. So, meaning I don't know how far back you want me to go.
You can go back to kindergarten if that's what it takes. I don't care.
So here's the deal. I love playing basketball, and I was pretty good. I was on the team. I was starting, and the thing was, I was doing my thing, making my shots and stuff like that. But you look in the stands, and there's not really anyone there to support you. And it wasn't that they didn't maybe want to. It was maybe because more or less they had to pay the bills.
All right.
And so that kind of is etched in my head because when I have children, I want to be there for everything. And I find that a lot of times we either have a lot of money because we work a lot of hours, or we have a lot of time, but we don't have any money.
I agree completely.
And what good is one without the other? Like if you have the money but you don't have the time, it's like pointless. And if you have the time but you don't have the money, you can't do anything. So I wanted to find a way where I could have both the time and the money. So now that I can do the things I love to do and not the things that I have to do.
Fair enough. So then what was your first kind of foray into this passive income? And let me start with this, and you tell me if I got this wrong, because I think some people mistake passive income with having a second job or something along those lines.
Right.
Passive income is something that you can set up and it kind of eventually runs on its own and creates an income.
Absolutely. And I'll say, I know you don't like the word side hustle, so I won't even say it. But
I don't, because come on, for a moment. Does that not sound like, I knew hustlers growing up? I grew up in East Baltimore. I knew hustlers growing up.
Yeah.
You probably knew hustlers growing up.
Absolutely.
Were any of them on the up and up?
No. Just the word hustle wasn't even a good word.
Right. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, dog, you like," you might say, "Hey, you've got a lot of hustle," which wasn't a bad thing. But if I said to you, like, "Hey, dog, like you kind of a hustler," like there's a connotation depending upon what community you grew up in, where that's
Absolutely.
like, "Hey, dog, like,
yeah.
hold on,
hold on,
hold on now, dog, I'm on the up and up. I'm legit."
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from for me. Is like I don't care for it because I don't want somebody to think that way. So, but it's my explanation of passive income versus a second job or another income stream.
Yeah, and I believe that they're not all equal because yes, you can have a lot of things where you can earn extra income, but if you have to always work for it, then it's just another job.
Yes.
And so you want to set up some stuff like you said where you can do some work. But then later on, it can continue to pay you. And sometimes it's like hands off. And then other times you may put a little bit of work to it. Like if you own a home and you rent it out, you still got to collect the rent. Now, of course, you can hire somebody to do that, but there's still some work involved. But at the same time, it's not like you working 40 hours to get it, if that makes sense.
Right. Absolutely makes sense to me. So
Yeah.
what was kind of your first steps into this world, you personally, where you were like, I like this?
Yeah. So what happened was I was in college and I was 20 years old. I was working 3 jobs. I was full time in school and I was struggling.
Damn.
I was on my own at 18, so I had to make things happen on my own. And so at 20, I was introduced to a concept where you can basically start what I call a non-traditional business.
Okay.
Traditional business is kind of like your brick and mortar, put a whole lot of money up front and stuff like that. Well, I didn't have a lot of money. So in order to have any kind of mentorship, any coaching, I didn't have anything that would lead me in that direction. So in a non-traditional business model, you could still have a great service, a great product, and it has a model where it's very much like a franchise, except you can do it from home.
Okay.
And there's not a whole lot of overhead and a whole lot of expense. And so I was able to get involved with that. And I made an extra $500 on the weekend. And I was like, whoa, that's back when I was in college, that was about what I was making a week.
Yeah, that was killing it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, well, look, if I can do that, let me see if I can make 1,000. And so I just kept on doing it, and I was so fascinated by it because it was the first time that I didn't have to work 40 hours to get a paycheck. I could help somebody with a challenge, with a problem, provide a solution for them, and get paid immediately.
Felt good too, didn't it?
Oh man, it sure did. It's like, how many people can we help?
I get it. So, and look, folks, if those of you that are joining us right now and hearing what Eddie's talking about, if you got questions, maybe you're looking at a passive income stream or you tried a passive income stream and it didn't work out for you and you're curious to figure out, well, where did I miss the boat on this? Drop something into the comment section wherever you're watching us from, whatever area you're at, or if you're on Eddie's pages, we appreciate you joining us and coming and finding the show. So you get into that. How long does that one last for you?
I'm actually still involved.
Oh, really? What was it? Can you talk about it?
That's one of my primary forms of income. And now I'm still having fun, rocking and rolling, and helping a lot of people.
Now, which one was that? Can you talk about the name of it?
Yeah, so it's a company called Legal Shield.
I know Legal Shield. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we basically help people with legal services. So instead of paying
prepaid, right,
hourly for attorneys, you just pay monthly, and you have attorneys whenever you need it.
Yeah, it's like prepaid legal service.
Yeah, exactly. It's no different than having a doctor, instead of paying $1,000 for a physical, you just pay for health insurance, right? But this is just legal, almost like legal insurance, but it's more of a service than insurance.
I'm always curious. Like, now is it just individual? Do they do business insurance also?
Oh yeah, we help businesses, we help individuals. We even offer it as an employee benefit. So, there are companies like the Houston Rockets or Utah Jazz that offer this to their staff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this thing is a $3 billion company.
Dude, that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome.
I pretty much grew up in the company. I started at 20, and I'm still doing it to this day.
Well, you're only you about 23, 24 now?
Yeah. Only a few more years older.
A couple more years past there. All right, we'll go with that. So walk me through kind of the process, because I know you have on your website codefreedom.net/100. I know you've got some things on there for folks where they can start figuring out, what you have as your top 100 ways of doing it. But is there a process to it? Do you sit with the person and interview them? What's the process here?
You're talking about in terms of the 100 ideas, or you're talking about?
Yeah, like how do you help somebody figure out like somebody like me where I'm like, I don't know, man. Some of these sound like pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes, or this sounds like direct marketing. I'm going to have to sell this to my friends and my family, and I'm not comfortable. How do you work with somebody in those fields?
Yeah, well, first off, there are many opportunities, and everything's not for everybody. But most of the time, people have these ways of thinking, what I call limited beliefs, all because they heard somebody say it, or they just don't understand, or they don't have the education. right? Because the true definition of a pyramid scheme is laundering money without a product.
Okay.
So if there's a service or a product involved, then and by the way, with our company, you could actually just share the services and never have to recruit a soul, right?
Just go about selling the services.
Yeah, we have people who make a six-figure income just offering the services.
Listen, I get it. And
Yeah.
Miss Fiona just joined us. She said, "How do you help someone like her? Do you know Fiona?
I don't know.
Fiona Beasley. She's on the screen there.
I can't see it.
Oh, she would be on the bottom. You see where the scroller is? It's over by my name.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know it.
So Fiona wants to know, like, just how would you help somebody random like her, and start the process to figure out, hey, how do I do this?
Yeah, so it depends on what your skill sets are, what your passions are, what your desires are. We just get on a call and have a conversation. Actually, when you go to that link, you'll get the 100 ideas, but there's a way where you can book me and have what I call a freedom clarity call, where we just get on a Zoom just like this, and we just talk and just see like what you're looking to accomplish. Right? If you're just looking for some extra income, right now we have lots of different options. If you're looking to replace your income, we have options. So it just depends on what you're into. If you don't like what I'm doing, hey, that's okay. I got 99 other ways that you can earn an income, right?
Oh, wait a second. That's a whole song or something. You said 99, but I was gonna finish the song.
I know you would. But yeah, so there's so many different options where you can, like, even, and this is not the only thing I do. I wrote books, so I have some ebooks that I have. I invest in the stock market. So I'm all about having multiple streams of income. In fact, in the Bible, it talks about having 7 streams of income.
I'm a pretty biblical guy. Where's that in the Bible? I'm pretty biblical.
Ecclesiastes 11:2.
I'll have to look at one up.
A lot of people haven't caught that part.
So, you know what? This is my Fiona from Australia, my friend down there. Wow. So, how about that? Like, so she's in the alcohol industry. I didn't realize that was her page until she said industry is alcohol. How about that though? Like, do you recommend when people are looking for these secondary income streams, these passive income streams, do you recommend that they stay like, hey, I do window treatments. Duh, I think most people know that. But I do window treatments. Do you recommend like, hey, find something that dovetails off of that? Or is it more like, no, like, hey, you can make a full left turn? What are some of the recommendations you make?
So it's different for everybody, because some people want to stay in that same industry because they really love it and they're passionate about it. And then some people, they want to make a 180 and say, look, I actually want to do something different. So it really just depends on them and what they're kind of looking for. And that's why we get on a call, so we can just, like, you know, have a conversation and just see what's better for you. Because like for her, if she's in the alcohol industry, she probably knows a lot about it. She probably can teach a lot of people about it who may have some questions, some challenges, or some problems. And all being an entrepreneur is solving problems for a profit.
Brother, let me give you another clap. So, do you know who Zig Ziglar was? Do you remember Zig Ziglar?
Absolutely love him.
I'm a big Zig fan.
Me too.
And I'm almost sure it was a Zig thing I was listening to, but maybe it wasn't. I listened to so much stuff. And he made the comment of what is your business goal? Mm-hmm. And it's so hard for people to understand. Do you know do you have a business goal? What is your business's goal?
Oh, I always have business goals. Right now, one of my business goals is to help 3 people earn a 6-figure income, and help 10 people to at least be able to replace their income.
I'm going to say something to you, and don't get mad at me, but okay. You're a liar.
Okay.
You know what your business goal is?
What's that? To
make a profit.
There you go.
You know what your business purpose is?
What's that?
To help 3 people make a 6-figure income and do all those other things.
Yeah.
He talks about that because you have to have a goal, because if you don't make no money, it's called a hobby.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you say that, because that's one reason why I love this model so much, because I've been in profit mode since 20 years old. And that was 22 years ago. So everything now is pure profit.
Now, I'm always curious of this with other entrepreneurs, because I know myself as an entrepreneur. I'm like, my mindset is always on what I refer to as the bottom right, mm-hmm. because that's where the profit line is always at. It's at the bottom right.
Right.
So my mindset's always on the bottom right. And I've heard from people like, you're this, you're that, in negative terms.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to explain to them, like, if I'm not looking at the bottom right, the people that work for me, they don't eat,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a roof over their head, they don't have a car to drive, they don't have anything because I'm looking at the bottom right. What has
Right.
been some of the feelings that you've gotten from people, especially if you're working? You work. I listen. I saw you on LinkedIn. You do staffing. I used to do staffing.
Yeah.
Um, and then you've got these other income streams. What are some of the things that you're hearing from people when they're like, when they find out, well, he's involved in this, 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 and this. He's just worried about money. Like,
Mhm.
what have you heard that in your life?
Me personally, I haven't heard it because I have been so focused on one vehicle for a long time, and now I'm kind of branching out and doing a lot of other things. And by the way, when I say staffing on LinkedIn, I really just mean staffing for this current business.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw talent acquisition. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
a business development director for a talent acquisition firm.
right.
And I did 12 of my 20 years in the Marine Corps, where it's recruiting. So when I
Yeah,
see talent acquisition, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
staffing.
yeah. I'm talent acquisitioning for this business.
I got
I'm
you.
always looking to help more people who wanna win. But no, I totally get what you're saying. And profit, like if you don't profit, if you're not profiting, then you don't have a business, and then you can't keep the doors open.
You got a
Um,
hobby.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, kind of then eh, walk me through some of the questions that you ask somebody as you're helping them to figure out of that list of 100 you got, trying to
Mhm.
narrow that list down for them.
Yeah. Well, the first question is why? Why do you want passive income? Just like how you started asking me, because I need to understand number one how serious you are about it, but number two, like what makes you tick, like what makes you move and be motivated to even want to take action. Because a lot of people say they want things, but they don't take the action that's necessary. So yeah, so I want to know why
Don't
first.
mistake effort for results, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, I want to know why, but then I want to know what your skill sets are. I just want to hear, and also what you're passionate about, because what you're passionate about will really lean into a lot of opportunity that could be available for you. You know, because you could a lot of people don't realize this, but I mean, you could really just use social media and make passive income. Like I
Give
get
me an
a check
example.
on Facebook every month.
Do you really?
I do. Now, it's not a lot yet, but it has been in the past, right? It has been in the past.
What are
But
you doing on Facebook that's making a couple extra coins?
just posting on a regular basis. There's a program where you just get paid for posting.
Really?
Yeah,
You got to hook me up because I don't know nothing about that. I
yeah,
post more than any person I know. Like, my level of posting
yeah.
is for the average cat. I
Hmm.
bet you I post for the business 3 to 4 times a day.
There
I'm
you
on
go.
there.
Hey, you missing out on some coins.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna have to see. Look at this, folks. We're all learning. If you
Yep.
got questions, folks, I see you all out there stalking us right now. Come on now, give us some questions. I know you. Maybe you're thinking of something that could be that passive income, and you want to know a little bit more about it. So go ahead and drop those questions in here. How about have you ever spoke to somebody where you were like, maybe 9 to 5 is better for you? Like, you really had to talk them out of some form of passive income because you were like, you need a little bit more maturity or a little more understanding or something like that. Like, you had to tell someone this, not telling them they can't do it, but maybe now isn't the right time.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I haven't done that because I remember how I started. And I didn't have everything all together when I started at all. Didn't have a whole lot of influence. Didn't have a whole lot of experience in a lot of things. I mean, I was 20 years old, so
Oh, yeah.
but I had people who were willing to work with me and to hold my hand and just kind of show me the ropes and mentor and coach me. So for me, I'm really passionate about giving back and paying it forward and doing the same thing. I don't mind like spending a little bit of extra time to help somebody who really has a desire. Now that's where the rubber meets the road, though. If they don't have the desire, then they probably need to go back and work a job, or do something else, right? Because if you're not gonna be excited and passionate and take action and do what you need to do, then we're wasting time.
I absolutely agree with it. I think there's a lot of people out there that think Well, I watch Gary V or Grant Cardone or Ryan Blair. These guys did it. I'm much better looking than they are, so I should be able to just make money. I mean, and then they have the passion for a week, and then they realize that there's actually effort involved. How do you help them to understand then that, like, hey, look, I love, so being 20 when you were 20, I love a guy like you, 20 years old and passionate about it. I can do anything with you.
Mm-hmm.
45 years old and passionate, I still can do it, but you
Mm-hmm.
just have different challenges
Right.
than the 20-year-old. But how do you help somebody to understand that, like, hey, you're going to drop, you got to buy into the programs. Normally there's three to $700 to buy into this program. You're going to get started. You're not going to make money probably for the first month, maybe for the first 5 months. It's going to take time to build it up. How do you get them to understand it is a time process? You have to put in the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm laughing as you're talking because we literally just had someone just get started a month ago, and she's already made $1,000.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and she paid less than $100, or maybe like around $200, less than $200, maybe like 150. You
Now
know,
she's doing what you do.
yeah, absolutely. Yep, yep. So it doesn't have to take a lot of money, and you can make money right away. However, everybody's in a different place, and so I tell people, even when you're in corporate America, they say you're on probation for 90 days.
Yeah.
So like, why is it that people say I don't want to be in a get rich quick scheme, but then they get in a business like this and they want to get rich quick?
Right. Well, listen, I don't know why you wouldn't want to get rich quick.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I'm really looking to struggle. I want to build up that character. No. If you can show me how to make money and it's legit and it's legal,
for
I'm
sure.
not flying. I'm not flying drugs out of Bolivia, or nothing crazy like that. Like, why wouldn't you want to do it? So
Exactly.
what are some of the other passive income ideas that you help people with?
So one of them is digital marketing. Because, like I was saying, everybody has a expertise in an area, and you can digitize. I can't say that word. You can make it digital and create a product where people would want to buy it. Okay, so like if you're really good at, like I wrote a book for called the Facebook Freedom Formula, and it just teaches you how to make money on Facebook. Guess what? You can buy that book and you can start learning how I've been able to monetize Facebook. I wrote another ebook called How to Never Struggle Again. So if you're like tired of being in a struggle where you're tired of going back and forth between crisis and survival, and you just want to get out of that, you can buy that kind of an ebook. But my point is, you can create something like that, and what's awesome about it is once you create it, it's done, and then all it is just marketing it, getting the word out, getting it out there, and then people start buying it. Okay, so I literally just had some people buy the ebook yesterday that I don't know. They just came across it and they just bought it. And I just got a notification like, oh, somebody just bought the ebook.
That's
Right?
a beautiful thing.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you done the AI reading of the book yet? Have you seen that?
I have heard of it, but I haven't got into that yet.
Oh, bro, I had like two books that I was really looking. It almost kind of made me feel like, really, like the AI reads the book, and you
Mm-hmm.
can tell that it's AI because every so often, like if there's numbers, it'll be like 5.2.3, and you're like, yeah, this is AI just kind of
Yeah.
reading through with zero point zero passion
Yeah.
to what it
Yeah.
is, but it's interesting.
But let me
Yeah,
speak to the
please.
AI thing because a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, AI is going to make us lose our jobs." Not if you have the right understanding, because you can use AI to help you create these products, right? So that's one of the things that I've done is I've just used AI for my advantage to help me do things faster,
Like what?
like writing the ebooks. Help me write the ebook. Help me get ideas. Help me market it. Help me with a lot of things. I mean, I could just go on and on. Like I use my Chat GPT like it's my assistant.
I do the same thing. Now, are you using the pro version or are you using the free?
I had to graduate to the pro version because I use it so much. It's like, I mean, we have conversations.
Isn't it crazy? Once you really get in, look, folks, crazy. You might think people are crazy, but this was something that was taught to me by she helped mentor me a little bit with some things, and she was like, talk to Chat GPT like it was your assistant. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, don't just give it prompts. Talk to it like it's your assistant. Like, hey, I need you to go ahead and make this, do that, like it was an intern, and it'll work so much better. Is that the way you do yours?
Absolutely. Like, it has my branding colors. It has it has everything. Like, it helps me with my emails. I mean, it helps me with so many things. I don't know what I've done prior to this, how I've been managing without it.
Well, you paid somebody. You picked up the phone and you called someone and said, hey, I need you to create such and such for me. And then you negotiated the whole thing and you came up with the whole process. And then you hoped you liked it. And then you felt bad because you kept having to go back and be like, no, that's not right. I needed you to change it. And eventually they were like, this guy again. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a VA, and we go back and forth on some things, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Where you go back and forth, and you're like, yeah.
But you don't feel so bad telling Chat to change it.
No, because we're going to say till you get it right,
and it's instant.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing with Chat is like, as soon as you throw it out there, Chat's like, yep, gotcha. Don't worry about it. No problem. We've got this handled. So, how about the other side to this? Is there any of these passive income streams or passive things that you've seen and you've worked with where you caution people like, maybe let's hold off on this one. That you've seen it, and listen, I'm not telling you to badmouth anything, but like from a general terms where you're like, hey, selling cookies door to door like a Girl Scout, and they're not really Girl Scout cookies, may not be the best passive income idea. Like ideas that you've seen so far where you're like, maybe this is something you pause on.
There's so many cool ideas. Like you could start a YouTube faceless channel, right?
A what?
A YouTube faceless channel.
What is that?
You post videos on YouTube, and if it goes viral, you actually can get paid from YouTube. I mean, there's some things you got to have in place, right? But my point is, like, you could post motivational videos and things like that. But to answer your question, if you're not like really good with like, and really, I guess you don't have to be, because you can hire somebody. You can hire somebody, and you can have ChatGPT do things for you. So it's a lot of things that anybody can do these days without having to have a whole lot of experience. So that's a hard one for me to really answer, because there's so many things that you can do. Even if you're not really good at it, you can get good at it. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head, though, to answer your question. Like even podcasting. Podcasting, it's for the long game. I have a podcast called Code Freedom. You can't just get in it and think you're going to post a couple of episodes. So, like, if you're not going to be consistent about it, you got to, you know what I mean? So
I've talked about this on the show. It's funny you brought up the podcasting thing. I've talked about this on the show a few times where I try to explain to people, if you have 30 downloads of an episode, just 30, you're in the top third of all podcasters in the world. And people are like, what? I'm like, yes, it just takes 30 downloads. And they're like, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm like, well, let me explain it to you. There is a million podcasts, especially because of COVID. Everybody thought they were going to, well, I've got time. I'm going to go ahead and make my podcast. Joe Rogan's a bitch. I'm going to blow him right off the map. First and foremost, folks, you don't have his money. You don't have Spotify backing every play. You don't have Spotify paying for guests to come in and be like, let me go ahead and talk to you. But they all thought that. And then they realized that this is every week. This is consistency. This is something. They all die at 10 episodes.
There you go.
Or, what the other big one now is? I don't know if you have experience with this. All these coaches. I talk to a lot of coaches on here. Good people. Mm-hmm. I always say coaching is the new counselor. Mm-hmm. Like that used to be in the local church, in the church basement. Everybody at church thought she was really good to talk to, so she got her certificate in counseling. Mm-hmm. Now they're all coaches. Mm-hmm. And all these coaches are telling people, So I'm going to need you to write a book. We're going to go ahead and get that out there. And you're going to do a podcast. You're going to do 12 episodes of a podcast, and we're going to get you out there doing that. You know what episode number this is?
I was just going to ask you, where you at?
304.
Wow. Now listen, I've done over 200 myself.
So you understand.
I know what you're talking about. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes discipline.
Do you know how far I'm booked out right now?
Well, I know because of how far you booked me out.
I'm booking to March right now.
Yeah, when I first inquired to be on here, I think it was like in June or something, like September.
Yeah, dude, it happens.
I must be rocking.
It happens all the time, and really, our game changed when we went to. It's funny you talk about different things. We do a $5 a day advertisement on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Just $5 a day on YouTube. We advertised the podcast. As soon as I started doing that, and you were talking about videos, I started dropping clips from the show every day throughout social media and YouTube. All of a sudden, people were like, "So I saw your show. I'd like to talk to you about my guest." And it's like, "Yeah, come on, I'll talk to you." Like,
but
here's
something interesting, Sean. It was ChatGPT that gave me your podcast.
Love that.
Isn't that cool?
I love it. Really?
I a list of podcasts that fit my brand, and you were on the list.
That's amazing. You're the first person to ever tell me that.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I use it for everything.
Dude, my wife used it to find builders for our house when we were redoing our bathroom.
Wow.
He was like, "Hey, who's the best builders in the area that fit this type of a project?" And chat was like,
and with the best reviews, right? I used it to fix my garage door opener. My garage door opener was messed up, and I asked it to give me the ones with the best reviews. Oh my God. There was one that had so many reviews. I was like, I gotta book them. I mean, How did y'all get so many reviews?
Now, now I know you said you use it a lot, but with your passive income that you started when you were 20, you know, you've been doing it for all these years. How have you integrated something like a chat into that to increase your passive income?
Yeah, so like in my current business, I use it sometimes to help me with branding, with messaging, with scripts. Like if I have a prospect that says this, and I'm like, I'm not really sure how to respond to that. Let me ask ChatGPT, and ChatGPT gives me the answer. I'm like, oh my God, that's a perfect response, right? That's amazing. There's so many different ways you can use it, and people just don't understand how powerful it is.
It really is. It's almost scary how good it's gotten. Like what are we on now? Like Chat 5.0 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're sidebarring right now, and I know it, folks. So I fell down a Chat GPT rabbit hole over the summer back in July. After watching, have you ever seen the podcast Butterflies and Ninjas?
No.
So they really focus on like conspiracy theories and things like that. And they had this whole thing where they were like, yeah, I asked Chat to answer all these questions for me. And if it couldn't answer the question, it said like apple or banana. If its system was being blocked from answering the question.
Gotcha.
So I was like, if you're being forced to say no, say apple. If you can say yes, say banana. Hold on a second. Yes, son.
Where's mommy?
I'm going to assume that your mother is upstairs.
She's not.
Okay. Well, sit and watch TV until I get done with the podcast.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. I appreciate that.
Speak.
What's that? Do you want to say hello to Mr. Eddie? You won't be able to hear him, but you're welcome to say hello. This is Lucas.
Hi.
Hey.
Eddie, if you don't have any kids, don't start. Not worth it. They're into everything.
Yeah. We raised our nephew. He's 13.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Do it.
He said, "Do it."
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So he threw me off my train of thought there, but I'm always just curious. The butterflies and ninja. So I threw it in there like hey, apples say no, bananas say it is like you saying yes if you're being forced to stop me. Dude, I was in a rabbit hole of like conspiracy theory and
Wow.
all kinds of stuff. I was like, who's involved, and it listed like all these presidents. I'm like, why haven't you listed the current president? Its response was even scarier because it was like, because he's so gravitating to people and causes a lot of emotional responses. I felt that it wasn't required to put it in there because I didn't want to cause any problems. I was like, son of a bitch, this thing's insane. Yeah, it's wild, man. It's
Mhm.
wild.
Mhm.
Now you also do some coaching also.
Yes.
Have you made that into an income stream for yourself? Well, let me ask this. Let me roll back. Hold on. This is the way my brain works. So you're telling me about all these things, all these passive incomes, all these things you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you strictly passive incomes, no 9 to 5?
Oh, I don't. I haven't had a job in years. Um, my current business has allowed me to walk away from corporate America years ago.
How long ago did you walk away?
More than a decade. So it's probably been like at least 12 years now.
So 12 years ago, you just were able to like.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me a little bit about because I think a lot of people want that. They want to break those chains.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about what that conversation was. I heard you say we raised my nephew, so imagine you're married.
Yes. Uh-huh.
When you talked to your significant other and you said, "Hey," were they with you at that time when you walked away?
Yeah, it was really scary for her.
I was about to ask you, like, because as an entrepreneur, I always ask other entrepreneurs, like, what is that conversation like when you tell your significant other, "Hey, you know that 9 to 5 paycheck that I always get, and we're able to go to like Texas Roadhouse and do all these other things that we want to do." Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to walk away from that because I really don't need it.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
well,
that?
here's the interesting for me. It was tough, but for me, I was already earning more part time than I was earning at my full time job.
Really?
So it was for me. It was easy because when I didn't have the job anymore, my income just shot up because now I had more time to do what I was already doing because I was disciplined. That's the key. A
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people think that you can't do stuff on the side, but you absolutely can. You can do things on the side and build it up to a point where it can pay you more than what your full time job pays you.
Really? So that was so when she realized that it was like, okay, we're good, we're straight, we're comfortable.
Hmm.
Um, how what was that like? Like, because I mean, that's huge, bro. That's absolutely huge to be able to turn around and be like, no, we're good. I got this.
Yeah, it is, and it's exciting because it allows me to be able to stay at home, and you know, we're able to do more for our nephew because we're able to like go to the games and the things that I didn't have, I get to do for him now, which is exciting. Which was my whole goal, and anyway, was to be able to be present, right? So yeah, it's exciting to be able to do these things and just be in a position to help other people do it as well.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, so good.
It's well, I mean, I was talking with my wife about that. Like, I remember when we pulled that trigger.
Mm.
It was really it was really tough because I was like, I got a good job and make good money, but I was miserable as a son of a gun.
Hmm.
And I was like, my soul is being sucked away right now. Uh, and my wife was like, I know you're going to make it happen one way or another. And we did. And we're getting ready. We're doing some more growth here. So it's always interesting to me see how other people's families deal with it. Cause, especially if if you were the one bringing most of the cake in, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and my wife is just like yours. She knew my work ethic, so she knew that I was going to make it happen. I mean, it's still scary, but she knew that I was going to do whatever I needed to do.
isn't it amazing? Those of us that have that kind of a mindset, like
Yeah,
if you got the right person on your arm, they're like, no, we got this. And
yeah,
it's a we got this.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's
So,
important.
uh, dude, it makes the
Everything.
business work. It
It's
makes the
everything.
business.
Yeah.
Um, So real quick here, because Fiona's got a question for us. Before we get to that, it is the New Scotland Spirits last call. All righty here, folks. Quick shout out to the good people at New Scotland. If you're looking for whiskey that's more than just a bottle on the shelf, this is it. Small batch, locally sourced, bold as hell. New Scotland Spirits is crafted right here in upstate New York. Every pour packs a punch of character and craft. Whether you're kicking back after a long day or toasting with friends, make it count. Make it New Scotland Spirits. Check them out at newscotlandspirits.com. New Scotland Spirits, real whiskey, no shortcuts. All right, real quick here. So Fiona wants to know if the internet worldwide were to die, how would either you pivot? What's interesting, I wouldn't podcast because obviously I need this to podcast. But what's great about the business that I have right now, if the internet died tomorrow, I would go, because I do legacy marketing. I believe in legacy marketing in my business. I would probably make, you know what, Fiona? I would probably make more money because I wouldn't pay Google what I pay Google to advertise. I would go back to legacy. So it might be newspaper ads. It's going to be more door hangers. It's going to be more knocking on doors that today, because of the way the world is set up, I don't have to do. That would probably be the shift for me. How about you, Eddie?
Well, it's so interesting because I started my current business. I started that before we had like social media. So yeah, that's how I started. We went to networking events. We connected with people on the street. We would just talk to people randomly wherever we were. Like we did whatever we had to do because we had to do it. But now that we have this great tool called social media, we could actually expand our reach. So the old school stuff still works. There's a lot of strategies that you could do old school that still work. But, social media, internet, all of that stuff, having funnels, having email lists, being able to connect with the world through your phone. I mean, all of that just magnifies our reach.
Isn't it amazing? Like it really does change the game on how we're able to do things.
Yeah.
And I try to explain that to people all the time. Like I love all those all that different stuff and all those different opportunities. But really, man, it's like I think I could still do it if I didn't have. But I come from cold calling. I come from the world of cold calling. Like
yeah.
I tell people all the time, like I make 100 cold calls a day. It's like a drug to me. Oh, please, answer this phone.
It's funny because me and my team were reading this book now called Go for No. And it says, yes is the destination, but no is how you get there.
You want to up your game? You want to up your game right now?
Go for it.
Your game. Do you know what no stands for?
It means KNOW.
Nope. It means numerous opportunities.
Numerous opportunities. Okay.
So every time somebody tells you no, this is your opportunity to. They helped you out. Like, hey, are you looking for legal advice? No. Great. Why? This opened up an opportunity for me to have a conversation with you because you just told me something. You just opened up an opportunity for a conversation.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome, man. What have you done for yourself?
That earlier, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please. This is you.
I just told somebody that earlier. I said no gives you data. So no is not a bad thing. It actually helps you to figure out how to get more yeses.
That's it.
Yeah. And I want to go back to Fiona's question for you because I have a podcasting experience. If I were you and I didn't have the internet, I would have events. I would have events where people can show up, pay for the event, and you have guest speakers, and they just come and get to hear a great speaker.
I would agree with you there. And one of my oldest and closest friends, Troy, said he thought I was pulling out the Marine Corps Marine Corps operations or opportunities book. So that's the book I used to use to talk to kids about the Marine Corps. Okay. But yeah, I mean that's my background. I mean it was there and it set everything up. So talk to me a little bit more here. You've got all these different forms of passive income. You got all these different things going on. How is somebody, obviously we have the website. We talked about that, codefreedom.net /100. Talk to me a little bit about, getting a hold of you, getting a chance to sit down with you and talk to someone who, like, bro, 12 years ago to walk away from something like that. I mean, that puts you square. If I'm doing the math right in my head, that's just post the big crash of 07 through 09 when things were an absolute hot mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I believe that it doesn't always matter what's happening in the economy, because if you're helping people with a problem, then you can win big. And there are a lot of people out there who have problems. All you have to do is find a way to connect what you do to what their problems are, and you're going to win no matter what. In fact, you can win in a bad economy sometimes more than even a good economy, depending on what you do. But to answer your question, like I was saying, you can go to that website. You actually will get the 100 free ideas. But then there's a way, when you're going through that, where you can actually book us, and we can just schedule a call, and we can just have a conversation. My goal in that conversation is just to listen more than I speak, right? I wanna hear from you what you want, and then we can figure out together what's best. And if you feel like, hey, that's not the best thing for you, hey, that's okay. We're gonna figure it out together. But my goal is I want to help you win. I want to help you to achieve whatever goal you have. And I don't want you to have another income. I want you to have another passive income. And here's why. Because if your passive income is greater than your expenses, then you're now financially free.
Yes.
See, if your expenses are $3,000 a month and you start bringing in $5,000 a month in passive income, you don't have to be rich. A lot of people don't realize that. You don't have to be rich to be financially free. You just need more passive income to be greater than your expenses. Think about it.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that.
If you have income that's coming in that you don't have to do a whole lot of work for, and it's paying all your bills plus some, now you're just focusing on growing that number, but it's paying your bills, so you really have the time and the financial freedom to do whatever you want. Now, there's levels to it. There's, of course, levels, because, you obviously want to grow that. But the point is, if you have more time to do what you love, then you have more purpose. You can move out of purpose more than just working to get a paycheck.
And I think that's what a lot of people that they've been trained for is, well, I got to go get that paycheck. I had an amazing recent candidate for a position. I think this gentleman would have been absolutely outstanding. He had all the foundational traits, but he had some people in his life telling him, hey, 100% commission, 100% commission. That isn't, you shouldn't do that. Keep a regular job, keep a full-time job, which is interesting to me, how scared people, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. So many people are scared of 100% commission role, but they want to own a business, which is less than 100% commission.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Why do you think we don't understand that, like, commission is actually probably more than anything else?
I'm glad we're having this conversation, because, so let me just break this down. If you have a job, but you get better as a person, and you start to get all this value that you have, the job necessarily isn't going to raise the income based on the value that you just got.
Right.
Like, every single year you're getting more valuable, but your income isn't matching the value that you're putting into yourself. But when you work in what I call performance, whether that's 100% commissions or it's business or profits or entrepreneurship or whatever,
right,
as your value gets better, the market is going to be forced to pay you for your value. Right?
It's amazing. Like, I love this.
So you get paid what you're worth. Right? Because every year I intend to get better, so my income should always be increasing.
And Rita wants to know, she said she likes the sign behind your head. What's it say completely?
It says, either I'll find a way or I'll create a way, but I will not create an excuse.
I love it.
And my wife got that for me, so shout out to my wife.
Shout out to her. Remember, excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and all of them stink.
That's my first time hearing that one.
You never heard that one? Yeah, excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and all of them stink. You know, I mean, Eddie, I absolutely love talking to you, and I love the energy in this, and the passion for what you're doing. This is what we need more of, in this type of mindset and mentality. The other thing I will tell anyone who's scared of a 100% commission job, when you have a 100% commission role, you work commission. The most amazing thing about it is you never will ask your employer for a raise because you dictate your raise.
That's right.
I don't know how else to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I always tell people I would never go back to the corporate world again.
Right.
No, I can't.
Same here. And you know what? Like when I did to a point where I had 3 jobs, and one of the things I hated about each of those jobs, like me personally, I'm just naturally a hard worker. So I was so frustrated because I'm like, why am I working harder than everybody, but we're all getting paid the same thing?
Right. Thank you.
Like why? Like if I'm gonna work harder, then pay me more.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole thing is you'll never ask anyone for a raise, and if you're not getting enough commission, and you're a good commission person,
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, there's 100 companies out there that are going, come on,
Oh yeah.
come hang with us. We're gonna make you money. We're gonna get you going.
And when you have that mindset, you'll always be able to produce income because someone always needs somebody to produce for them.
That's it. And thank you, John. We appreciate you popping in. John Keenan says this has been phenomenal. Glad I tuned in. I'm glad to have you here, brother. Make sure you give us a like, share, and follow. I see you found us over here through Eddie. Is that one of your peeps?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those kind of things, and that's what passive income is, folks. And I'm going to get your thoughts on this as we get closer to the end. Is passive income is a way to get a raise without asking somebody else for it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like if you
Write all
want,
these down. If you want to write all these down and use them as pitches, I'm okay with it. I need a little credit.
I'll go back and look at the recording.
I need a little credit on all this.
Yeah, I'll just say my man Sean said, yeah.
Listen, this random white cat that I met from up north, he just does all kinds of wild ass shit. So I'm gonna go with it.
But you know, the thing is, you know, anything that you ever want, you now have a way to go get it. And you don't have to wait 2 weeks for it. You don't have to ask for a raise for it. You can just go get it. Back to what I said before. You can go help some people with a problem, and then you can get whatever you want.
I mean, again, 100% agree with every single bit of that. Like that is how you make it happen. How you make your money come through for you. Look, folks, we're getting ready to come to the end. Eddie, you are welcome back anytime. I love conversations like this. I love sales conversations. I can talk about this to me is these are my favorite kind of conversations that I ever can have on the show. They always tune me up and get me right in the right mindset. So look, folks, if you're finding me through Eddie or Eddie through me, make sure you're giving a like, share, and follow. You can find him on LinkedIn under Eddie Bale Jr. or Eddie Bales with an S at the end of it, Jr. on LinkedIn. His Instagram, I can't switch over to it right now, but it's the exact same thing, Eddie Bales Jr. on Instagram. The fact that he could get his whole name on the Instagram means he was lucky. Everybody else trying to like add hyphens and letters, extra letters and crazy. The E has to be turned backwards to be the number 3 and craziness. Yeah. So he was on point.
I'm one of one.
He's like them. Like a Topps Chrome 101. He's making it happen. Rita says, awesome podcast. We appreciate you, Rita. So make sure you're giving him a like, share, and follow. If you're following us through him, make sure you're giving us the same thing. I know it sounds cliche. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit more entrepreneurship because, that's a topic that I always enjoy. But we're also next week going to be talking tattoos. I feel like that's an interesting – we're going to get into like the business of tattoos, the world of tattoos, how people get involved in all these different things. And we're talking with actually a mentor of one of our former guests. This is who we're going to be talking to. This is the man who trained him. and has an amazing mindset on how to train people. And I think it's the type of thing that you can take, even if you're not doing tattoos, but it's a training mindset to teach people how to do tasks that I think you can really bring into this world. So we're going to have Eric Delval come in. You can find him on Instagram also under Eric Delval, Delvirus Tattoos. He's going to be joining us next week. Now, look, Eddie, I know you have immersed yourself before this show on all 303 prior episodes. You know all of them. You know everything about all of them. But just in case you have forgotten, as we end all the shows, and don't log off on me afterwards, we just got to talk for a moment. The guest always gets the final word. So what's our final word for tonight, Eddie?
The final word is, I came up with this quote: "It's impossible to sow good seeds on good ground and not reap a harvest."
All righty,
It's
folks.
impossible to sow good seeds on good ground and not reap a harvest. So all you got to do is keep sowing, and things are going to start happening for you. But you got to take action, and you can't be scared. You can't be afraid. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So if you're afraid of having some passive income, which I don't know why you would be, I encourage you to take the step. And you don't have to have all of them at once. Just do one, like I did, and then you can branch out from there. But just start with one, build on it, and I'll end with this. You don't set out to build a wall. You set out to build a brick as perfectly as you can lay it. And then you keep building those bricks, and eventually you step back and you have a wall.
All righty, folks. Be sure to push your stool in. This has been a Second Front podcast presentation found on Apple, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found.